Hello, I want to thank you for clicking on this channel. I'm PI187, and today I'm going to be reacting to Northern Germany. Meet the German Roads trip part 1 of 4. So this is a 4-parter. I'm only going to do part 1 today. Someone in my comments suggested these videos, said that if you really want to know, like, pretty much the gist of Germany, these 4 videos will pretty much show you everything you need to know, I guess. So, anyhow, I've been learning quite a bit about it recently, so that's pretty decent. A lot of stuff I didn't know. But anyhow, let's get on with this. Alright, let's do this.
Moin!
Moin!
Hey! Moin!
Moin! Moin!
Moin!
Moin! Welcome to the first leg of our Meet the Germans road trip. And as you might have guessed from those greetings right there, we're up north. According to the Happiness Atlas, this is where many of the happiest Germans live. That doesn't necessarily mean that you'll feel the happiness oozing out of them. The Northerners are known for their cool approach and for being people of few words. Moin doesn't actually mean morning. It's thought to come from the Low German for good, and it can be used as a greeting at any time of day. You might also hear moin moin, but in some areas that's thought to be over the top. For our jaunt around northern Germany, we'll be visiting the states of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Schleswig-Holstein and Niedersachsen, as well as 2 of Germany's 3 city-states, Hamburg and Bremen. Don't be deceived. While the weather kind of seems okay today, these guys are never far away. To describe the typical northern weather, let's use some local terminology. Schmuddelwetter, essentially dirty weather, or Schiedwetter. Yes, that's weather that's, well, sheet. So we're talking cold, wet, and with a good dose of wind. And what does the north of Germany actually look like? Well, it's pretty flat and pretty green. There's more than 1,500 kilometers of coastline, as well as many islands. More than half the land in the north is used for
It is very flat, isn't it?
1,000 kilometers of coastline, as well as many islands.
I wanted to see these. What are those things? Are they barbecues? I don't know. I'm confused. Are they seats for people to sit in, stay out of the sun? But I see some of them have their tops up and some have their tops down, so that's why I assumed barbecues. I can't really get a good eye on them. Let me know in the comments what those might be, or what they are. I'm sure you guys know what they are.
More than half the land in the north is used for agriculture. There are various large companies based here, for example, car and ship manufacturers, and tourism plays a big part in the coastal economy. The northeastern state of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern is the least densely populated state in Germany, with just 69 people per square kilometre. But what it lacks in people, it makes up for in lakes. In fact, it boasts Europe's largest landlocked lake district. Meckpomm is the only new or former East German state in the north of Germany. You can still see a few reminders of this era, for example in its Plattenbau or prefab architecture and long stretches of FKK nudist beaches. Perhaps the most iconic symbol of German beaches is the Strandkorb or beach basket. It was invented here in Rostock in the late 1800s.
Okay, so now she's going to tell me what these are. Beach baskets. So you put your stuff in them or something? I'm sure she's going to tell me what they are, but pretty neat.
As a comfortable solution for wind-battered tourists on the Baltic coast. Today you can rent them along much of Germany's coastal areas and islands.
They are just seats. Okay. A couple drawers underneath. I kind of was wondering that, but I wasn't too sure the way they were, you didn't get a very good view of them. But yeah, I was kind of wondering if they were seats. Because I was far off calling them barbecues.
Islands. I honestly had no idea that Germany had any islands until I moved here, which is pretty embarrassing.
Well, I didn't know Germany had any islands either until I started watching these videos, to be honest, but I'm all the way over here in Canada, so, geography wasn't my greatest subject.
Considering it has more than 40 of them. You've got your more schickimicki Sylt, where you can do a bit of German celeb spotting. For the best chance of sun, head to Fehmarn or Rügen, or venture further out to the Helgoland archipelago. Then there's the chain of East Frisian islands, many of which are car-free or car-restricted zones. I've taken the ferry over to one of the larger islands, Norderney, in order to get a feel for German island life.
Ja, hier ist ruhig.
Ruhiger wie auf dem Festland.
Definitiv entspannter.
Man braucht kein Auto.
Und ganz gesunde Luft, man schläft ja wie tot.
Hier ist so ein bisschen heile Welt noch. Im Winter haben wir ein bisschen Ruhe, jetzt haben wir ein bisschen Trubel. Ne? Da leben wir natürlich von.
Hier hat man Ruhe, Sportbewegung. Die Work-Life-Balance ist einfach fantastisch.
This is also a really rich area for biodiversity. The Wattenmeer is the world's largest unbroken system of intertidal sand and mudflats, and a large part of it is found along
wow.
Germany's North Sea coast. It's a vital site for migratory birds, and it's home to numerous plant species and animals like seals and harbour porpoises. One thing that connects all the northern states is language. Low German, known as Plattdeutsch or Niederdeutsch, is an officially recognised and protected regional language. It's descended from Old Saxon, and it has many different local dialects, such as Hamburger Platt and Mecklenburgisches Niederdeutsch. While High German has been encroaching steadily since the 1950s, Platt is still widely spoken among the older generation, and efforts have been made to preserve the language, for example with radio shows and lessons in schools. And some young people are also keen to keep their linguistic heritage alive.
Moin Leeflu. Moin Leeflu. Ik ben Dieke en vandaag werd ik Plattdeutsch Stunnenach. Ja, ik ben Dieke. Ik ben 22 Jahre alt. Ik komme uit Auwok oder aus Südbrockmerland in der Nähe von Auwok und mittlerweile lebe ich hier auf der Insel Norderney. Ich glaube, das Plattdeutsche ist einfach wirklich super natürlich und es wird einfach frei Schnauze geredet und selbst die bösesten Schimpfwörter klingen irgendwie lustig und man nimmt es nicht übel. Es ist halt in der Vergangenheit eben häufig so gewesen, dass ältere Personen ihren Kindern oder ihren Enkeln das nicht mehr beigebracht haben, weil es dann immer hieß, die können dann niemals wirklich Hochdeutsch sprechen oder das gab da immer so ein paar Vorurteile in der Vergangenheit und das kann ich halt total widerlegen. Mir hat das sogar eher noch viel gebracht, weil das auch ähnlich zum Englischen zum Teil ist und dadurch ist mir zum Beispiel das Englischlernen eigentlich relativ leicht gefallen dann in der Schule. Ja, also es ist eben ein Teil von Ostfriesland und auch ein Teil von Norddeutschland. Das ist eben was bewahrt werden muss.
Back in the day, Low German was also the Seemannssprache, nautical language, and Hansasprache, Hanseatic or trade language. And that's our cue for a little walk down memory lane. The Hanseatic League was an organisation of merchant guilds, ports and market towns that dominated trade in northern Europe from the 13th to the 15th century. And it all began here in northern Germany. Hanse was a medieval German word for guild or association, and the Hanseatic League was set up in order to protect mutual trading interests, from tax arrangements to defence against pirates. Lübeck and Schleswig-Holstein had easy access to both the North and Baltic Seas. It was the hub of the Hanseatic League and one of the most important trading posts in northern Europe. Many northern cities like Lübeck, Wismar or Stralsund still wear their Hansestadt or Hanseatic city titles with pride. Have you ever wondered why cars registered in Hamburg have HH number plates? That stands for Hansestadt Hamburg. And here we are in Germany's second largest city. It boasts the third largest harbour in Europe, the largest warehouse district in the
That was a big harbour.
largest city. It boasts the third largest harbour in Europe, the largest warehouse district in the world, way more bridges.
Wow. Sorry about
the
that.
third largest harbour in Europe, the largest warehouse district in the world.
Yeah, that's huge. Those are small buildings too, all made of brick.
World, way more bridges than Venice, and more than 100 swans, a symbol of the city's historical sovereign status. This northern metropolis is also known for its Reeperbahn Red Light District, its striking Elbphilharmonie Concert Hall, and fish, fish, fish. Hamburg is also the youngest German state, with an average age of just over 42. Incidentally, red brick architecture, particularly Backstein Gothic or brick Gothic, is typical of northern Germany, which lacks sufficient natural supplies of building stone.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of red brick there, and I don't know about over in Germany, but I know here in Canada, a lot of newer brick places, it's all fake. My house is red brick, but it was painted white. Way before I moved in, it was painted white. But that's what it is. It's originally a red brick house. Really, really thick walls, lath and plaster. Like straw for insulation. That's how old it is. It used to have tube and knob for the power running through it, but it's all been transferred over now. Yeah, my place is about 150 years old, and yeah, most Not to say they don't still sometimes use brick in places, but it's not like really that type of brick, solid brick. It's a newer age brick with like or it's just a veneer that they'll just build a house and they'll cover it, making it look like it's got stone walls or brick walls, but it's not actually brick.
Anyway, back to the fish. Unsurprisingly, seafood is a staple of northern cuisine. An absolute classic is matjes, soused herring.
No, thank you.
Other traditional dishes up north include kål und pinkel.
I do like fish, but I don't like it that raw. That looked pretty kind of raw, to be honest. I like battered fish, fish and chips. I was raised on fish. My dad and my stepdad and my brother were all really into fishing. I couldn't do it myself. Probably the ADHD, I'm not sure, but I just never could get really into fishing. Fishing was never my thing. But it's funny because yeah, my dad and my stepdad and my brother, they're all obsessed with fishing. So I ate a lot of fish growing up. So for a good while I didn't eat fish, but I'm starting to get back into it, and I actually like fish now. And I ate a lot of different fish when I was a kid, like whatever we fished out of the bay or river or whatever, that's what we were eating.
Kale and smoked sausage, and various hearty soups and stews. Labskaus was originally whipped up from long-lasting ingredients for sailors on long trips at sea. It's kind of a mush of corned beef and potato. If you're lucky, you might get some pickled herring and a fried egg on top. Fancy something sweet? Allow me to introduce you to one of my all-time favorite German foods, which was invented right here in Hamburg. The Franzbrötchen. Think cinnamon swirl, but
Ooh,
even
that looks
better.
yummy. Yeah, that looks good.
And of course, we can't neglect the beer. Exactly which brand you drink depends largely on where you are. Here in Bremen, just as everywhere else, there's plenty of local pride involved. But here in the north, we're generally talking some kind of Pilsner. But there's another drink that I've had on my bucket list for ages, Ostfriesentee. Move over Turkey and Great Britain. Ostfriesland is apparently the tea drinking capital of the world. The East Frisians drink an...
I didn't know that. Yeah, I would have assumed England was like the tea drinking capital of the world, but the East Frisians drink an average of 300 liters of tea a year. Woo, that's a lot of tea.
An average of 300 litres of tea a year. And there's a whole ritual involved. I've come to Leer, the birthplace of East Frisian tea, to get initiated in a traditional...
My wife likes tea. I'm not the biggest fan myself, but I've been a main coffee drinker. But I'm starting to get to the point where I'm having to slow down on my coffee drinking due to it's bothering my belly and stuff. I must be getting at that age or starting to hit me, or maybe I've just drank too much of it. I'm not sure. I know it's happened to other people once they, get to a certain age, the coffee starts to affect them more. So yeah, I'm down to almost one coffee a day, and that's about it. And I used to drink coffee all day long, but maybe that's why I got myself in the situation I'm into now too, right? So, I don't know.
Tea ceremony.
Als erstes braucht man erstmal einen schönen Kluntje. Der kommt zuerst in die Tasse. Dann gießt man den Tee ein und das knistert jetzt ein bisschen. Der Tee ist schön dunkel und kräftig. Das ist ein kräftiger Assam-Tee. Dann braucht man Sahne und das machen wir immer entgegen dem Uhrzeigersinn, weil wir beim Teetrinken die Zeit anhalten möchten. Und das Ganze nennt sich dann das Wulkje, weil das aussieht wie eine kleine Wolke.
Umrühren darf ich nicht, oder?
Nein, es wird einfach so in Schichten getrunken. Also man trinkt gleich erstmal so diese sahnige Schicht und dann trinkt man langsam eben sich durch bis zum letzten süßen Schluck. Die Menschen haben ja hier früher sehr viel auch draußen gearbeitet. Es war oft schlechtes Wetter, es war kalt, es war nass. Und da war so eine Teepause sehr willkommen, weil der Tee ist schön heiß. Außerdem wird bei der Zubereitung von Tee ja das Wasser abgekocht. Und das war sehr gut, weil das Wasser war oft sehr keimhaltig hier in Ostfriesland. Die Leute wurden krank, wenn die das Wasser so nicht abgekocht getrunken haben. Als Ostfriese wächst man da einfach rein und man weiß eigentlich gar nicht, wie man anders Tee trinken kann.
Yeah, we basically just stir our tea over here. Just like the coffee. That was, I've never seen that before. That looks kind of neat, though, the way she talks about drinking it in layers. I'm sure you get like different flavors as you go through it too. That would be really neat.
Don't be surprised if your host tops you up immediately. Apparently it's commonplace to drink at least 3 cups. Then you show that you've had your fill by placing your teaspoon in your cup.
Oh.
Please leave your top tips for Northern Germany in the comments, and I'll see you soon as the Meet the Germans road trip continues.
Yeah, that was very informative. I want to thank the person who suggested for me to check these out. I have 3 more I need to check out. I have certain times I really do my reactions around here. I like my house to be empty when I'm doing them, so I can't just do them whenever I feel the urge. I don't want to have people walking past and bother the rest of my family while I'm doing this stuff, so I tend to do it when no one's home. But I am going to check out the other 3. I'll go through the 4 of them, check out. So this was, what was this? Northern Germany. And so the next one I will be checking out will be obviously part 2. But anyhow, if you want to leave a comment, click like, that would be amazing. Subscribe if you feel the urge. And you guys have yourselves a great day. Alright, hope to see you on the next video. Bye for now.